Nanase told Ayanokoji to his face that she wasn't Nanase anymore. She was Matsuo. And I'm going to be honest, on the first watch that landed like a bad writing. 12 episodes of careful tension and then she's declaring she's someone else mid-fight in the rain? And it sort of felt random and cheap, honestly. But then Ayanokoji looked at her and said something that stopped me completely. You don't have multiple personalities. You build one in your heart. You used yourself for self-suggestion. And once I understood what he actually named, the whole season read differently. Drop a read in the comments, anime only, no novel spoilers. There is a psychological process called introjection. It's what happens when grief goes wrong in a specific direction. Instead of processing someone's absence, you absorb their presence. They stop being a memory and start operating inside you, shaping decisions, giving instructions, pushing you toward things you couldn't do as yourself. Nanase lost Matsuo. She held Ayanokoji responsible, and at some point across those 12 episodes, Matsuo stopped being someone she was mourning and started being someone she was becoming. The calmness across the whole season was someone holding a constructed version of themselves together under pressure, and it wasn't really a detachment. And the moment Ayanokoji named it out loud, the construct collapsed. Because that kind of identity survives on not being seen, and the second someone sees it and says what it is, the person wearing it has nothing left to hold on to. So she broke down because he understood her, and losing a fight would have been easier than that. If you watched the previous video on episode 10, you already know that I flagged the sound design. Cicadas cutting out on the beach as a deliberate choice, but there's a second visual language this season has been running the whole time. Rain. Go back through season 4. The knife scene in episode 4. Rain. The fight in episode 12. Rain. Amasawa arriving with the club in episode 13. Again, you guessed it, rain. Every time this show is building toward a moment where something under pressure finally gives way, it rains. And then episode 13 is titled Ame ni Kemuru, obscured by the rain. The show named an entire episode after the motive and stopped hiding what it was doing. So when the rain hits during the fight, before Nanase's construct collapses, before she switches sides, the episode is already telling you what's about to happen, and the rain is the signal, and the dialogue just confirms it. Nanase spent the season accusing Ayanokoji of having no real self. The whole mission was exposure and not just an expulsion. She asked him on the beach whether he could reformat his personality at will, and she came to the school carrying a constructed version of herself built for the same reason, to sustain what she couldn't do alone. And he dismantled her constructed identity using his own constructed one. Two people with no authentic self, one built by the right room and one built by grief, fighting over which construction was more real. He didn't win because he was genuine. He won because his version was more stable than hers. And then he immediately handed her a new purpose to replace the one he removed, telling her she was useful and that he needed her against Tsukishiro. She even said it herself earlier. I just needed a target and it happened to be you. Grief that needs somewhere to point itself, finding anything to organize around. And Ayanokoji heard that and made himself the next thing to organize around. His father does the same thing. Remove what someone is built around, offer something to fill the space, and they follow. And Ayanokoji says it himself. He's like his father, except he's willing to use people his father would discard as useless. He knows exactly what he's doing. The show just hasn't decided whether that distinction is enough to matter. So this arc wasn't really about whether Nanase had a genuine second personality. It was about two people with constructed selves, one who knew it and one who didn't, and what happens when the one who knows uses that knowledge as a weapon against the one who doesn't. Nanase called him empty and he proved her right. And then he gave her a reason to follow him anyway. 2 episodes left. Ayanokoji said he's making his move, and I want to see if the rain comes back when he does. Tell me in the comments, is what Ayanokoji did to Nanase different from what his father does, or is it exactly the same thing with a different name? Anime-only theories are welcome. Full Code Season 4 playlist will be on the screen and linked below. Thank you so much for the support and for watching. I'll see you in the next one.